What's up? It is November 3rd, so a couple weeks out after the Ironman, and I just wanted to give a little recap after I've taken some time and thought about the race. So, leading up to the race, I was pretty sick, and I thought I was going to get better, but honestly, each day I just got worse and worse. And then, um, yes, so the night before, I was not feeling good. But the day of, I felt a little bit better. I was still sick, but I thought I could still do this. So I got to little like bike racks, put my bags, check my bags in, and then I met this guy named Jude who was awesome, and we went to the swim start, got our wetsuits on, and then we were there about an hour early. And then as time got closer, we lined up in our projected time. So I wanted to get about an hour for the swim. So we lined up there, and then next thing you know, I was in the water and we were off. It was cold, but not as cold as I would have thought. The current definitely helped. And the only thing was sighting was pretty annoying. So every time you swim, you have to pop your head up out of the water to see where the buoys are to make sure you're staying on course. So the back of my neck had like a rash after that. That was not fun, but the swim went great. The only hiccup I would say is halfway through, there's like two rivers or like one river goes into another river, and the current's really strong, so you have to like go to the right so you make the buoy, and I didn't go right enough, I would say. So I had to really use a lot of energy to stay on the right side of the buoy. But other than that, I mean, once that intersection happened, the buoy or the water was freezing, but honestly, it went by really quick, and I got out, looked at my watch, and it said like 59:37 or something, so I was super happy that I got my target time. Then transition, I didn't try to take my time, but I didn't want to rush either, so I just put everything on, made sure I put sunblock on and all that, and then I was on the bike, and to be honest, the bike was definitely what I was worried for the most, because there's a lot of variables I couldn't control, and especially I wanted to nail my nutrition. So I thought I had a good plan for the nutrition. So the bike consists of two loops, and the first loop going out was super good because there wasn't that much wind, and obviously we have a lot of energy, so out was great. On the way back, there's a bunch of tailwind, and that helped a lot. So first loop was great. I think I did in 3.5 hours or 3 hours, around there. And then the second loop, the way out was a pain because there was so much headwind that I think I was averaging maybe 12 or 13 miles an hour, which is super slow for what I was trying to go for. But on the way back, I mean, I picked it up. I think I was getting like 16 or 17 miles an hour. So the tailwind helped, but the way out, that second loop was really rough. And the last like hour, I ran out of nutrition. So, I mean, I stopped, had some bananas. If I did it again, I probably would have brought even more gels just so I had more nutrition than I would have needed probably. Then getting off the bike, I wasn't as sore as I would have thought. The only thing was my stomach was like all messed up from sitting on the bike for so long. So put on my shoes, some more sunblock, try to go bathroom, and then I started the run. The run start, my thought process was just run until the aid station, walk the aid station, then run. And I held that for probably 6 miles, and then I started slowing down, walked a little bit, and then around mile 8 is where it got really tough. mile 8 to 13 was really rough because I was just tired. Um, my legs were sore. My mind was like, oh my gosh, we still have so much time. So I just kept telling myself, like, we didn't train all this time to stop um, and just keep moving, even if it's just walking. So, but once mile 13 happened, I was like, okay, now we just have a half marathon. So I started drinking Coca-Cola, and that gave me all the sugar and caffeine and carbs I needed. So that gave me a boost. And even with that, I would run, but my body would just be like, we're not running. So I would just count down like 3, 2, 1, and then we're off. And I just kept trying to do that over and over again, and kept telling myself, like, we just did not train all this time. We didn't put all these hours to just walk. So yeah, that was my thought process for the run. It was hard, but the last like couple miles, like, you just get closer and closer, and then mile 25 you're like only a mile left. And I think the last mile I at least jogged, if not ran, like the last mile. So, and then coming in at night, crossing the finish line, it is still so surreal. And yeah, that was pretty much the race. And then next week I will give you guys some tips and tricks to help you get through your first Ironman or your first triathlon. So stay tuned for that. Give a like and subscribe, and have a great day.